It had to be done. 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. Star Gino reflects on his recent conversation with Jasmine. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. The latest 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. Season 9, Episode 4 was released on July 27, 2025. Among the key incidents featured in the episode were conversations between Gino and Jasmine. In the previous episode, Gino opened up to Jasmine about meeting someone, a woman. He gave Jasmine her belongings, including some clothes and a coffee machine. After he left, he reflected on what happened and how difficult the conversation was. I think I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. I don't like to have these kinds of conversations, but it had to be done. I believe Jasmine misled me into this open marriage idea. She had Matt in mind all along and proposed the open marriage as a way to avoid hiding her connection with him. Who does that? Said Gino. The latest episode also featured Jasmine sitting alone in a parking lot after Gino left. That part of their conversation had been shown in the previous episode when he returned some of her things. After Gino left, Jasmine sat in the parking lot and messaged Matt to come pick her up. While sitting with her belongings, she became emotional. The things he's accusing me of? What's the actual evidence? He doesn't care. He just wants to believe whatever he chooses to believe, she said tearfully. Meanwhile, while driving, Gino reflected on their relationship. He repeated that while he disliked those conversations, it was necessary. Gino claimed Jasmine misled him and that she had chosen Matt beforehand. I just have a hard time believing Jasmine nowadays because she's lied to me so many times. I don't know when she's being truthful, he added. Still in the parking lot, Jasmine waited until Matt arrived, then left with him. In her private confessional, Jasmine explained that the reason Gino gave for wanting a divorce was the most painful part. Matt's phone number is in my call history, but Gino knew I was friends with Matt and that he gave me rides to the gym, she explained. Jasmine added that she had a valid explanation for the calls with Matt and felt Gino could be upset with her for other reasons, but not that one. She compared the situation to being wrongly punished for something she didn't do. That's how it felt to her when Gino mentioned ending their marriage over Matt. Elsewhere, a 90 Day Fiancé star is longing to reunite with his wife and baby after being separated for a surprising reason. Many cast members face long-distance struggles due to visa delays, job obligations, or family responsibilities. These challenges often test relationships, especially when it comes to trust, communication, and staying emotionally connected. The trio Matt, Amani Jlassi, and Annie Aguirre are managing immigration logistics as they work to build a shared life in the U.S. David Dangerfield is awaiting Sheila Mangabat's K-1 visa approval so they can finally get married. Niles Valentine has also not seen his wife Matilda for over a year due to ongoing visa delays and financial issues. During a morning walk in Fountain Hills, Arizona, David took a selfie and posted it to Instagram, wishing fans a good day. So much time to reflect on so many things, he wrote, adding that he missed Annie and Minthira. When one of his followers at NanaPapa1416 asked, "Why don't you bring them with you next time?" David replied, "Depends on timing." David traveled to Thailand in late 2024 with Annie, who was then pregnant. When fans questioned the move, the couple explained that they planned to welcome their baby there. Their child was born in March 2025, but the couple has yet to return to the US. Though David has made a few solo trips back, the reason remains vague. His responses hint at personal matters he isn't ready to share publicly. There's growing speculation that Annie may be the one reluctant to move back to America, something that continues to spark curiosity among longtime fans. It's likely he is wondering if he is making the right choice by staying back in Thailand and not enjoying the life he built after many obstacles in America. David's solo visits to the US without Annie and Minthira hint at more than homesickness. While he says little, his quiet reflections and vague answers suggest he's questioning the future. The 90 Day Fiancé star may be torn between building a peaceful life in Thailand and missing the familiarity and opportunities that life back in America once offered. 90 Day Fiancé. Happily Ever After featured Cara Leona Bass and Guillermo Castillo separating, Tiger Lily Taylor losing trust in Adnan Abdel Fattah, Julia Trupkina arguing with Brandon Gibbs's parents, and Jasmine Pineda reacting to Gino Palazzolo's divorce request during the Season 9 episode that aired Sunday night on TLC. Jasmine and Gino were shown broken up on the tell-all event for 90 Day, the last resort. But the 7 other couples, Brandon and Julia, Tiger Lily and Adnan, Kara and Guillermo, Jovi and Yara, Elizabeth and Andri, Lauren and Alexei, and Darcy and Silva are all married and hoping to last forever. This season shines a spotlight on the relatable and often chaotic reality of married life. From miscommunication, open relationships, family conflict, and new beginnings, viewers will witness the highs and lows that make love so unpredictable. TLC teased of the new season. For the first time ever, these couples aren't just facing drama within their own relationships, they're also weighing in on each other's. The network added, with intertwining storylines and unexpected interactions, the boundaries between the couples blur, revealing raw truths and surprising new bonds. Brandon and Julia were shown living in Virginia and experimenting with new ways to reconnect as a couple. They were doing better after couples therapy, and Julia had agreed to get a second opinion from her doctor about her fertility. In exchange for Julia agreeing to follow up with a fertility specialist, Brandon was working on bringing Julia's parents from Russia to the United States. Julia and Brandon, however, didn't have much room in their house for in-laws. Brandon's mother had apparently taken over the couple's guest room. When Julia's parents stress her out, guess who she takes it out on? Me, Brandon lamented in a confessional. Honestly, I'm trying to stay calm, but what I really want to focus on right now is starting our family, not bringing her family here. But before they could have anyone stay over again, Brandon said he had to work on the plumbing. Brandon said getting the house ready for Julia's parents was more work than he had anticipated. Brandon's mother, Betty, was upset to hear that she was going to lose her room in their house. Betty complained about having to drive home 90 minutes after a visit. "You guys just came home from couples therapy. What did you learn?" Brandon's father, Ron, vented to the pair. Brandon then expressed concern that Julia had made no effort in the pregnancy department yet. The doctors in Russia had said Julia may not be able to have children, but she had agreed to schedule a second opinion. Brandon claimed weeks had passed and no appointment had been made. "I'm afraid Julia is never going to book this appointment," Brandon said. Betty offered to take Julia to the appointment, but Julia said she didn't want anyone with her. Ron accused Julia of being anti-family all of a sudden. And then Betty said Julia was becoming ungrateful and didn't appreciate their efforts. Julia said Brandon was trying to pressure her into visiting a fertility clinic, and she didn't feel loved or supported. Julia explained how this was a painful experience for her, and that Brandon's actions were making her reconsider going at all. Jasmine was shown sitting on her suitcase outside and crying on the ground. Jasmine said Gino had no evidence of what he was accusing her of. "He doesn't care. He wants to believe whatever he wants to believe," Jasmine complained. Gino admitted he didn't enjoy having those kinds of conversations, but felt the breakup needed to happen. "I believe Jasmine misled me into this open marriage idea. She had Matt selected and proposed the open marriage to cover for their connections so they didn't have to hide it anymore," Gino told the cameras. "Who does that? I just have a hard time believing Jasmine these days because she's been dishonest with me so many times." Matt came to Jasmine's aid and picked her up. Jasmine said Gino wanted to divorce her over something that wasn't true. Jasmine claimed she was friends with Matt, and he gave her rides to the gym, and that she had a reasonable explanation for the phone calls. Gino thought Jasmine had been unfaithful since Christmas, and Matt even claimed that Gino was making up stories in his mind. Matt accused Gino of mistreating Jasmine and said he hoped she would realize he was the one she could count on. Matt said he was the one supporting Jasmine, and a part of him hoped Jasmine and Gino would separate. "He hurt me, Matt. He doesn't care about me. He never did," Jasmine said. "That's Gino for you," Matt noted in reply. Gino continued to insist he had written proof of Jasmine's affair and said he couldn't move forward in the relationship. He told the cameras there was only a small chance of hope for them in the future. Gino said he wanted to wait for a recession before divorcing Jasmine because he didn't want to give her any money unnecessarily. He said all the time he had spent with Jasmine felt like a waste, and it made him feel sick. While shopping at a thrift store, Gino FaceTimed with his love interest, Natalie, and tried on different hats for her. He said they had a great connection and enjoyed spending time together. Gino shared the news that he confronted Jasmine, but she seemingly wanted to reconcile. "I told Jasmine that I want a divorce," Gino revealed. "I think she was a bit shocked by that, to be honest. I don't think she expected me to say it." Natalie explained that she didn't want to be involved in someone else's relationship and was glad to have some clarity. Gino insisted he was ready to move on and had told Jasmine about his trip to Las Vegas to see Natalie. Natalie then agreed to visit Gino in Michigan. Meanwhile, Kara was preparing for a big performance with backup dancers and was planning to travel to Milan to work with a recording label. She said her career was taking off and she was thrilled and pumped for the opportunity. Kara hoped Guillermo would show up to support her performance. "Positive energy would be nice, but ultimately, I need more from him if we're going to get back to where we were," Kara explained. Guillermo told a friend at the restaurant where he worked that he did enjoy going to Kara's shows because the environment with people dancing and partying didn't feel right to him. He admitted he wasn't sure if their marriage could survive. "Since 3 months ago, we've been sleeping in separate rooms. Just the feeling of waking up is so strange. No closeness at all for 3 months," Guillermo told his friend. "I just don't know what to do. I want my family back. Every time we talk about it, it turns into drama and arguments." Still, Guillermo said there was love in the relationship, and that would never go away. Later, Kara revealed she had asked Guillermo to leave. "A few days ago, Guillermo saw me laughing and writing on my phone, and now he thinks I'm cheating. When he asked who I was texting, I said it was none of his business, and now he assumes it was a man. There is absolutely no truth to that," Kara insisted. She said Guillermo was imagining things and she didn't want to manage his emotional reactions anymore. Kara explained that they couldn't have a conversation without it turning into a fight, and it was just too much for her to handle. She cried while looking at old photographs of happier times with Guillermo. Kara said she loved the old Guillermo but didn't know the new Guillermo at all. "I don't know how we got here," Kara cried. "But I just feel like we really do need some space to hopefully come back together in a better way, because whatever we're doing now isn't working." The first season of TLC's 90-Day Hunt for Love premiered on May 26th, bringing 8 fan-favorite 90-Day franchise stars to an exclusive singles-only resort in Tulum, with the hope of finding love with franchise newbies. Obsessed with their immediate connection on the show, Swoon sat down with 90-Day besties Courtney Reardance and Elise Benson to chat about their Hunt for Love co-stars and their post-show friendship. According to Courtney, who has been a 90-Day alum since 2017, the 90-Day Fiancé producers approached her to join 90-Day Hunt for Love while they were developing the show. She told Swoon, "On the regular 90-Day Fiancé, it's like, you find your partner yourself, online dating or however, and then you don't really have guidance or relationship counseling and all that. So I was like, yes, I definitely need professional help." She added that she remembered thinking, "Sign me up. Bring in guys you think are high quality. Let's do this." As a 90-Day newbie, Hunt for Love breakout star Elise had a different path to the retreat. When it comes to the casting process, Elise revealed, "I got approached to be on a reality TV show, and I actually did not know it was in the 90-Day universe." In fact, Elise said she is not an avid reality TV watcher, so she had never heard of 90-Day Fiancé before joining the franchise. "I was told it was a dating show in Tulum with relationship coaches and a lot of singles." As Courtney put it, this kind of anonymity is not unusual for the 90-Day casting team. The Before the 90 Days Season 1 star recalled, "That's what happened my first season too. It was like a very vague flyer, like, do you online date abroad? Are you between certain ages? Do you want to be on this show?" Thinking it was a travel or dating show, Courtney jumped into the life-changing franchise alongside her then-boyfriend, Antonio Millan. Regarding TLC's newest 90-Day spin-off, Hunt for Love, Courtney shared that the network was very secretive about the details during casting. She was surprised to find out the show didn't even have an official name until the cast was already filming between the sheets. As a returning alum, Courtney said she had hoped to reconnect with familiar faces like Stephanie Matto or Vanya Gerbich at the resort. While excited to see some friends, she noted she would have been less thrilled to run into more dramatic personalities. "I was nervous about seeing Big Ed or Angela, Deem, because they're always in some kind of argument or stirring things up," she explained. Elise, on the other hand, came into the 90-day world without any prior knowledge. "I didn't know anyone that's ever done 90 Day Fiancé," she admitted. "When I found out who was from the 90 Day universe, like Courtney, Usman, Umar, Tim, Malcolm, Colt Johnson, Tiffany, Franco, and Chantel, Everett, I didn't want to Google them." She preferred to meet everyone at face value without any preconceived notions from old clips. While Elise mostly avoided watching clips, she did mention that Tim Malcolm was eager to show her footage from his time with Jennifer Tarazona. "There were some nights that Tim wanted me to watch his previous seasons," Elise shared. She recalled asking, "Do I have to?" "Because I really don't get enough sleep, and I'd rather go to bed." His lighthearted reply, "Well, if we do eye masks, would you stay longer?" The Hunt for Love stars agreed that one of the most surprising cast members was Courtney's connection, Colt Johnson,